That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff. But
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
we can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
What's up, y'all? What's up? I'm finally back. I hope you all missed me. If you didn't, I understand. I don't probably know you either. All right, bet. Let's get into it. So before I get into the basketball and stuff like that today, I want to talk about Nudy and his event. First of all, man, Nudy, bro. Nudy. Real talk, out of all the events and things that I've done around hip hop and with artists and stuff like that, Young Nudy might be the most humble, one of the most humble, especially on his level, like a major artist. He's definitely probably the most humble out of that level of guys and up that I've ever encountered. Very nice, everything like that, hospitable. I've never just, you know what I'm saying, been a part of an event that was so nice and kind of given for free for the community. Like I said, other than Kanye West, because Kanye gave us all Yeezys, $300 shoes for free and stuff like that, and a stem player with the album on it, Donda 2. But like Nudy, bro, he gave us free food. He offered free drinks for the people who drank. I don't drink. He offered, he had the little canvases and easels and stuff and everything like that, and paintbrushes and paint and, mixing cups and all that stuff, man. And he did it for free. And he stopped by each and every single person's table, shook everybody's hand, took every picture, said hello to everybody. You saw he did the drop for me, things of that sort. So salute to Nudy, man. I think on the actual project, Slimer 2, or however you pronounce it, I think Slimery 2. I think Pierre showed off, bro. I think Pierre showed off on this one for sure. That was like, I don't know, man. I think Pierre's one of the better talents of our generation, of our time. And people really need to, people really need to respect that. People really need to respect that of what Pierre brings on the production side of things and what he brings as an artist, man. Salute to Pierre for that. I think that this project was really him shining more than anything else. Nudy, some people were kind of complaining about the raps and stuff like that. I was just like, he's doing him. He's always doing the same thing and stuff like that. People can complain about it, things of that sort, but he's doing him. I felt like if he switched it up and did something like a complete U-turn and things of that sort, then people will be complaining then of like, yo, I missed the old Nudy, all of that stuff. You guys already know how it goes. But yeah, man, I think, he's just kind of saying consistent and saying playing it safe. But Pierre showed off. Shout out Pierre Bourne. That's what I think about that. Nudy. Okay, here we go. Atlanta Dream have hired a new coach. I do not know this guy, but I believe they said he was the he's the guy at, sorry, y'all, give me a second. Laptop just came back, so I got to do a lot of stuff. Allow. Oh, okay, I guess I have to quit this now. All right, I'll be back. Peace, y'all. I'll be right back. Let me add myself to the stage. Here we go. Okay. I didn't even know that the stream still goes if the tab closes out. Anyways, welcome back. I'm sharing the screen right now of the guy that the Dream just hired. I believe he was the former coach at Florida Gulf Coast, but we will see right here. Atlanta Dream hired Carl. Okay, here we go. Last name Semescu. Carl Semesco is the new head coach. One of women's basketball's winningest coaches. Semesco brings a dynamic new style to the Atlanta Dream. Atlanta Dream have hired Carl Semesco as the team's new head coach, the organization announced today. with the third highest winning percentage among active coaches in D1 basketball history, behind Gino Oriemo and Kim Mulkey. Okay, hold on now. He did this at Florida Gulf Coast. Semescu. How is he going to be number 3 in active coaches if he now coaches the Atlanta Dream? He's no longer active then, right? I don't know. Semescu brings over 2 decades of head coaching experience to the Atlanta Dream. His 672 total wins ranks 8th overall among active head coaches. Okay, so is it 3rd or 8th? Winning percentage is 3rd. See, that's how they get you. Oh, winning percentage is 3rd, but actual wins is 8th. But Carl is a proven leader with a history of developing his players and creating a winning culture, said General Manager Dan Padover. His fast-paced, innovative style of play will be attractive to our players and fans alike. We are excited to have Carl bring his incredible basketball IQ to the Dream. Off the court, Semesco's impact ripples throughout the basketball universe, particularly as it relates to developing coaches. Currently, 22 of his former players have entered the coaching ranks, including 3 on the current Florida Gulf Coast University staff, and 3 of his former assistant coaches are now head coaches at the collegiate level. This is an exciting moment for our fans, the city of Atlanta, and the entire Dream organization, said Atlanta Dream majority owner Larry Gutensteiner. I just call him Larry. A great basketball mind is coming to our city. Carl's passion for and a commitment to women's basketball bring out everyone's best, and around him, I am confident we have found the right leader to take our organization to the next level. A native of Bath, Ohio, Semesco created and built the FGCU women's basketball program from the ground up during his 23 years as head coach. Gosh, Lee, you talk about loyalty, 23 years, that money must have been talking. 23 years and you leave for a WNBA job that you know the last couple coaches, them jokers only last there about 2-3 years. You got to look at patterns here. That's saying something. If you leave a job that you have for 23 years, nearly a quarter century, for a job that for the last 2 predecessors only lasted about 2-3 years, my brother, that bread must have been something sure. All right, here we go. He has compiled a remarkable overall record of 611 and 110. His teams have won 14 Atlantic Sun Conference regular season titles, 11. Okay, so 23 years, almost half of that time he won a conference championship. Pretty good. And progressed to the NCAA tournament 10 times. How many NCAA tournament wins does he have, though? Shout out to Kirsten Bell. That's like the one player I recognize from Florida Gulf Coast. In the past few years, they were in the tournament a couple years ago when she was, I believe, a senior her last couple years after she transferred over from Ohio State, and she was considered like the female LeBron. It was a whole thing over there a few years ago. But yeah, shout out to her. Semesco has led FGCU to 25 wins in 14 straight seasons, an accomplishment only matched by UConn. I am humbled and honored to be the head coach of the Atlanta Dream, said Carl Semesco. I'm grateful for a remarkable 23 years at FGCU and will forever be indebted to the amazing women who have played for me, the incredible professionals who have coached for me, the passionate fan base who supported me along the way. I'm thankful to the leadership of the Atlanta Dream for their faith put faith in me to lead this organization into the future, and I can't wait to get started. The Atlanta Dream will hold a press conference featuring Carl Semesco, accompanied by Dan Padover, early next week with details to follow. All right, so there it is. There you have it. Carl Semesco, the new coach of the Atlanta Dream. Former long time. We say long time all the time with coaches, but 23 years, darn near a quarter century at Florida Gulf Coast. It seemed like a very winning coach at the mid-major level. Got an opportunity to coach now at the WNBA. I don't know about it, man. You think about the job security at the college level versus job security at the WNBA. I think it's very interesting he did this. Well, I mean, he probably could have controlled it, but let me see if Dunk City women have been blamed this season. I'm sure they have. Yeah, they just played. Here we go. I'm about to share the screen again. Give me a second, y'all. About to share the screen again. They just played on Monday. They lost. Oh, but was he there? So they're 0-2? Oh, great. Yeah, so they're 0-2. They lost against Columbia and they lost against Davidson. Third highest winning percentage of all time, everybody, of active head coaches, and eighth active winningest coach. I don't know. Was the coach there? What was he gone for personal reasons? What was going on? Let me see. Okay, yeah. So they just named a new head coach. Legendary head coach leaving. So he just left. So he did the first 2 games and he left. Okay. I think that's very interesting. Yeah, but I guess that's the whole thing, right? That's like the whole thing with coaches. Like you say, hey, I'm gonna be here forever. I love it. That's why I don't really believe that, when Coach Prime was like, hey, I love where I'm at. I'm not leaving Colorado. I love where I'm at. I don't believe it one bit. Like he said the same thing I felt like at Jackson State. He did say at Jackson State that he does want to get his coaches paid more, and he was looking for ways to get his coaches paid more, and he ultimately went to the Power 5 for that. But coach speak. I don't know how much I trust coach speak. What do I think this means for the Dream? The Dream have, I feel like, a bit of an identity crisis right now. It seemed like at first they knew the direction they were going in. Young, fresh, new energy. Post Kennedy Carter, post Courtney Williams and Elizabeth Williams and Tiffany Hayes, like. That whole messy era where the team was fighting each other and then go on YouTube bragging about fighting each other in the locker room and at random people in the city of Atlanta at food trucks, outside of clubs, all of these things, what I'm saying? They cleaned up their image from that, swept it up, everything, and built a whole new regime with Tanisha Wright and Ryan Howard, and drafting Nas Hillman as well, bringing in Cheyenne Parker, or keeping Cheyenne Parker from the tail end of the last regime, things of that sort. And it looked like they had an identity of like this young, fresh, exciting team with a lot of great college players all together and kind of growing up together through the ranks of the WNBA. They added Alicia Gray. They kind of went all in with Alicia and was like, all right, we're going to stack this thing up and go all in to win now. Brought in Tina Charles as well this season. And it just didn't seem to work. They plateaued, and that's why Tanisha Wright is out right now. But I don't know what the Dream's identity is. I don't know what their identity is. I don't know what the goal is. I don't know what they're doing. As of right now, they don't have a first round draft pick. That went to Dallas because of Alicia Gray. Do you keep the current team because you went all in on Alicia Gray and the Ryan Howard pairing? Do you give up on Ryan Howard already? Do you just say, hey, Ryan, we wanted to make you the face of the franchise, but you haven't necessarily lived up to that standard consistently enough? I think Ryan Howard is obviously one of the more talented players in the league, but is she consistently one of the best players in the league in terms of producing on a consistent basis? I don't know if we've seen that yet. It's just so many question marks with this team. I think you bring in this new coach. Do you keep the same current group, and run it back and see what you can do? Is he the missing piece? Is he the guy that gets them on track of like, hey, this is how you use Nas Hillman. This is how you use the biggest question mark on the team, I feel like, of rotational players concerned, is Haley Jones. This is how you use Haley Jones. Is this a guy that can unlock Haley Jones' potential? How does he use Leticia Amihere? Does LA get to play anymore? These are all questions that you're just like, what does the future look like for the Atlanta Dream? Because right now, I don't know. And I don't know if the Atlanta Dream know. So I don't know. A lot of question marks for this guy. We'll see what happens. 23 years is a long time. He won at his level. At his mid-major level, he did win more than, pretty much anybody else, I feel like, on the mid-major level who's coaching right now on the college ranks. So shout out to Carl Semescu. We are going to keep it moving, though. Y'all let me know what y'all think if y'all have anything to say about the Dreams hire. I'm about to look at this Tyler Marsh stuff. Okay, I'm going to be skipping through it. I know it's going to be copyrighted and everything like that, but hey, it is what it is. We ball, right? Shout out, they got Big Mama in the building.
We of course want to welcome his wife Kiara, his son Jackson, his parents, and his sister to the Chicago Sky family. In the off season,
I'm about to skip.
Thank you all for coming out. I remember when I was a kid and going to church with my dad, and pastor would open up every sermon and say, "This is the day that the Lord has made. Let's rejoice and be glad in it." And I'm not up here to preach to y'all today, but I do want to say that I know a big reason for me being in this position is backed by my faith in the Lord. I want to give thanks there. So thank you, Sky Ownership. Thank you for the opportunity to lead the franchise, to lead this great sports city. I'm looking forward to settling down, ingratiating myself.
I got a random thing, and this is a bit controversial. Why is it always like a salute thing when someone says that, when someone shares their faith, and then when they stand on like business about the principles of said faith, then it's like, oh, I hate this guy or I hate this girl. I don't know. It's just something I see. But I do feel like at the same token, there is a difference between like parading your faith and like just being a hateful hater and then like kind of using your faith, or in that case, religion, as a shield to like dodge accountability for being a hater. So yeah, I guess it goes both ways.
Thank you to all the players who were in attendance. It means a great deal to me as well. Thank you to the front office.
Where's Angel Reese? But Angel Reese, she was tweeting about him a bunch. But where was she? Was she here? I know she wasn't at one of the last events as well. But yeah.
To Adam, to Jeff, thank you for your trust and belief that I was the right person for this job. Thank you to the fan base. My wife and I have received so many great welcoming, and we know that we're going to be home here in Chicago. And so she's from Milwaukee, just an hour and a half up the road. And so certainly great for her to be close to family and friends. So we're looking forward to settling down in the West before the snow and the cold hits. So I want to thank my family who's in attendance, my mom, my dad. They drove from Birmingham, Alabama to be here today. My sister, Sydney, thank you for being here. Thank you for your
Tyler,
support.
I appreciate it.
2-year-old Jack. Championship teams are 1 to 12. Everyone has a huge part to play. Everyone has value. Everybody brings value. Doesn't matter how many minutes you play. If you look at our championship team with the Aces, you take someone like a Sidney Colson who goes stretches throughout a season without playing that many games, and then comes in the finals in Game 4, makes a huge contribution there. You look at his past finals.
This is the video.
Every game is somebody different.
I thought I was
with New York, every game is somebody different. So that's what we want to create here with Chicago, and everybody know their importance, everybody know their value, and how to contribute to a winning franchise.
Coach Marsh, good morning. Welcome to Chicago. Brian T. Chicago State Mind Sports. So hoops and obviously coaching is in your DNA. I just wanted to hear from you how your dad has had to impact your coach journey.
Yeah, he's been a college coach my entire life, and so I've been around him.
Ladies were just talking about the culture, and you've been part of so many winning organizations. What do you makes a winning culture? What defines that, and what do you hope to make the Sky? How do you hope to make the Sky into that?
Sure.
All right, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. The skipping was just too much for me. Let me see if I can find like a local news report on this Tyler Marsh news, because the skipping was I can't understand what he's saying. Like it's every other word that I'm listening to right now. All right, hold on. Give me a second. All right. Thank you all for your patience, due diligence, things of that sort. Oh, Chicago State of Mind Sports. Okay. Shout out to Chicago State of Mind Sports. I'm about to share this one and watch this one, because the Chicago Sky's official one was just crazy. I ain't gonna hold you.
We'll open it up for questions for everyone else.
I want to thank my family who's in attendance. My mom, my dad, they drove from Birmingham. It would have to be the right fit. It would have to feel right. I was fully prepared to walk away from any situation, be a man of faith in this coaching profession and how.
For Elizabeth and Rachel, you guys have both experienced a lot of change with the Sky, whether it was coming in mid-season or going through multiple coaching changes. Just what has stuck out to you guys in early conversations with Tyler about what kind of this next era or identity of Chicago Sky basketball is going to look like?
Yeah, I think we're really excited to have him here. I think obviously he comes in with a lot of experience, but he also comes in with the mindset of creating a certain culture. And I think he's been intentional about communicating with us. And, I think the basketball stuff will come, but essentially, when you're trying to reestablish what things will look like, I think he's great for the job. So just looking forward to getting to know him more and seeing how his integrity kind of translates to us and how we want to look.
I would say, like, in my first conversation with Tyler, I mean, he was super authentic, and I love that. And I told him right away, like, I'm a culture kid. I believe in culture on a team is super important. And that was something that he spoke on too. And my second thing was player development for our young rookies. And I said, I'm not going to be here forever, but I really want this organization to grow into a top contender, and that's could be with Angel and Camille. And I'm like, their ability to grow is so high. And I know that's something that he can do and what he's been doing in his career. So that was something super important, and it aligned perfectly.
Tyler, congrats right here, second row. Josh Friedman with WGN TV.
Thank you.
The ladies were just talking about the culture, and you've been a part of so many winning organizations. What to you makes a winning culture? What defines that, and what do you hope to make the Sky? How do you hope to make the Sky into that?
Sure. The championship teams that I've been a part of have an elite level of professionalism, an elite level of selflessness, accountability, and that's how we want to be here. That's what we want to bring. We want to have the right balance of passion. We want to have the right balance of work ethic. We want to be able to take and receive criticism, be able to give it in a positive way.
But what do y'all think happens to? I saw somebody, a Chicago Sky fan, they spoke about this, about something he said, and then they said Dana Evans and Izzy Harrison are out. He speaks right here about being able to be professional. Dana Evans went through a very, very messy kind of period this season where it leaked that she wanted to get traded. She said she didn't want to get, she was like, no, that's not the truth when asked about it at All-Star Weekend. I believe Lowe asked her. Then after, she tweeted, yeah, I want to get traded, but she said it in an elaborate, long tweet, long social media statement. Then after the season, her and Izzy both said that the fans were being horrible to them and they hate how tough they were on them and they're just humans and stuff like that. And he's saying, man, you got to be able to take criticism. What does this mean for the future of Dana Evans and Izzy Harrison with the Chicago Sky? I don't know.
We want to speak life into one another. I think those are huge characteristics. And I think what you see is the teams who are left standing at the end of the year are the ones who are the most connected off the court. If you're connected off the court, you'll be connected on the court. And so that's kind of the landscape of what we want to create here in Chicago and something that will allow us moving forward.
First question for the players. This league is obvious, but you've also worked
selflessness, having a certain mindset, again, being there for each other, not being above the fray, and being willing to do the little things that make a big difference.
And then to just kind of follow up on that, one of the other things that Becky Hammond said about you is that there's a lot of power in your quietness and there's a lot of power in your calmness that's there. And Elizabeth Williams is someone who also got that praise last year. How do you kind of want to rely on your veteran presence, especially someone like Ewell, who has 10 years in the W, in helping establish yourself as a first-year head coach in the WNBA?
Yeah, that's kind of who I am. I think that, balance is important. And I want our team to be able to, there's ups and downs of the season, ups and downs of a game. And I want our team to be able to look over to the side and know that their coach is in it, that their coach is present, that you never see me too high or too low. And so we weather the storms together. And I want that to translate onto them as well. So
salute. I want to watch this little thing from the Aces. What they see. Oh, They wrong for playing that clip. Yeah, man. I think at the end of the day, the Dream just ran out of Aces assistant coaches. They was all good. They all got other jobs. At the end of the day, the Aces just the whole coaching staff just got other jobs at the end of the day. But all right, cool. Let me pull up this Stephanie White joint. Let me see what we doing with the Stephanie White. But it seems like a great hire. I don't know. He seems like a very solid individual. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. Very even kill. Works well with the players. You've seen what his track record of working with Jackie Young specifically. A lot of y'all might not remember. You might just look at Jackie Young as the #1 pick. But Jackie Young had a rough transition from college to the W. It looked like for a second Jackie Young might have been, dare I say, the B word. Shout out to Kwame Brown. But, I felt like Tyler did a huge part in her jump and getting comfortable with the game and everything like that. So shout out to Tyler Marsh. And we'll see. Like I said, we'll see once again, like with the Atlanta Dream, we'll see who stays, who goes, what is the identity of the team in this new era with the new coach. It's the same with the Chicago Sky. Who stays, who goes, it's a new era. But yeah.
Without further ado,
I watched her as basketball.
I'm skipping around.
Who from the time I was about 14 years old.
Man, I ain't about to hear this, the opening statement of, I love Indiana. But, I already played and coached Indiana, bruh. I'm skipping to the questions.
We always want to recognize those whose shoulders that we stand on now, certainly, and those who are trailblazers, moving the needle and moving the game forward. And so for me, I'm just, I'm excited, I'm humbled, I'm passionate, I'm competitive, and I'm committed to continuing to move the needle for our league. I love this.
She really went back to her ex after her ex upgraded. That is insane.
League. I love the game of basketball. I love the challenges that being at this pivotal moment create. And as a competitor, embrace these opportunities that we have. And, certainly we all know it's not easy. But anybody who's ever done what we do knows that it's worth it.
Kelsey, go ahead.
Hey, Stephanie. Kelsey Casper, sideline reporter for the Fever. Could you just take us back to the moment that you learned that you're going to be the new head Fever coach? I know when people accept a job, a lot of transition comes, but you went and actually called
the WNBA's history.
I want to know
what excited you about
playing for the team.
First and foremost, obviously they're an exciting team to watch. I think offensively we can be more creative. I think we can utilize, in more versatility. Utilize the certain players in different ways. I'm a forward-thinking, outside-the-box kind of coach. I like to challenge them on a number of levels. They're a high IQ team, so also giving them the freedom to make plays. Like, you want to make plays, you don't run plays. Everybody knows at the end of the day, players win the ball games, right? You got to give them the freedom, the confidence to believe in their abilities to make those plays, but also a little bit of the structure to help them see the different ways that you can attack. I think we've got to get better on the defensive end of the floor. Certainly, we don't have to make leaps and bounds and go from wherever we are to the top, right? But we've got to continue to get better. We've got to make sure on the days that shots aren't falling that we're able to position ourselves to win ball games. And, I was never a player who played defense. Dunn can attest to that. But it is a big part of how I coach. And so, yeah, see, I see you agreeing right there. You like that. But it is a big part of how I coach, and it's an important piece of us positioning ourselves to win ball games. And so, we'll attack that as well, and we'll continue to get better on that end of the floor. But more than anything, we want to continue to be exactly what they are: a fun, fast-paced, up-tempo style of play. They're sharing the basketball, making teammates better, building quality depth. I always said this as a coach the last 2 years, but with this team as well, it's a long season. And next season, 44 games. We want to get a quality rotation. We want to put the best players who play well together on the floor in a consistent rotation. And we got to play the long game. Certainly you want to win every game, and you want to compete every game, but playing the long game, positioning yourselves for the playoffs, positioning yourselves to win playoff series is important.
I got a question for you guys. I don't know if you guys saw this, but who was it? It was Dejanay Carrington. Dejanay Carrington yesterday, after, like saying like free Nalissa and everything like that for the past month or so, however long the season's been over. She posted about when they were talking about bringing a WNBA team to Boston. She said, what about relocating the WNBA team to Boston? And when she said that, I was like, how do you face your home fans again? Like, how do you suggest that you want to move to Boston? You want to move the whole team to Boston and then come back to Connecticut the following season? Like, how does that work? Do the fans take that personally or anything? Like, I don't know. I feel like the fans will take that personally, bro. I don't know how you could just say that out in the open, but it was also like the thing of when she was saying free Nalissa just out in the open. And then Nalissa probably has to go back to Indiana next year if they don't trade her. And if they don't trade her and she has to go back to Indiana, it's just an awkward situation. I feel like these are things and situations that you're making awkward on purpose. And it doesn't even have to be awkward, but you're making it awkward. I don't know. It's just something I was thinking about. I thought it was interesting. A little side plot there. Speaking of with the Fever, I just saw Caitlin Clark was trending this morning, and apparently she's on like a golf course or anything like that. And I know it's a lot of Caitlin fans on here, so I was like, let me check that out, see what's going on, see what's bracking. All right, hold on, give me a second, yo. Okay, let's share it. Yeah, Caitlin Clark's apparently playing like golf or something today. I was about to say, look, yeah. It look like she about to take somebody's head off. Take somebody's head off. Hey, be careful before you head out on that course now. Let's see what this is talking about. All right, Caitlin. Don't take off from rich folks' head.
There you go.
That's better. Yo, golf is difficult, bro. I'm not even gonna golf is a difficult sport, man. But once you get the hang of it, they say you can play it forever. Oh, this is oh, that's crazy. He said Jesus. All right, hold on. Is there anything else from Caitlin Clark? Oh, I guess it's more golf stuff. This is cool. See, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I love stuff like this, dude. Like, I love the off-season stuff. Hold on now. Oh, hey. Yeah. Are they gonna cut the next shot? They're gonna cut it off. I wanted to see the next shot. But see, man, the thing about it, bro, like, I love to see this stuff, bro. Like, I'm not hating. Like, a lot of folks is hating. Give me a second here. Give me a second. I'm about to show y'all something real quick. Oh. One thing about it, bro. I'm not hating on anything that anybody want to do in the off season. You know what I'm saying? I'm supporting everybody every way. Hey, that's what we doing, man. We eating the Angel Reese's Puffs. You know what I'm saying? We supporting Caitlin Clark on the Iowa podcast with her Iowa sisters. We supporting Angel Reese on the Angel Reese podcast with her sisters and special guests and things of that sort. We supporting Caitlin Clark playing golf in the off season because it's the off season and they continuing to build up their branding. And I have no problem with that, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have no problem with that. I salute it, bro. And I say they keep going with it. Is Caitlin gonna be an unrivaled? That is a question I don't know about. No one put that in the chat, by the way. I don't want people being like, "Oh, you made us stuff in the chat." But I don't know if she's gonna be an unrivaled, to be honest. It feels like they're kind of egging on the process and kind of like, oh, we're going to 36 players. Here's 31, 32. And they like adding like the people she's close with or whatever to, I don't know. But they probably been negotiating this whole time. It'll be interesting to see if they come to an agreement though before like kind of the season starts. The season starts in like a month and a half. I just thought about it. January is only like a month and a half away, and they still haven't announced all 36 players. And we still don't know if Caitlin's going to do it. So, which will change the entire dynamic of the league. Where do I want to? Oh yeah. Kelsey Mitchell posted something. She did a thing, and I know some people was like they didn't know if she was staying or what. So let me go. Okay, here's the Players Tribune. Kelsey Mitchell. I can tell you the exact moment I knew nothing will ever be the same. It was this aha moment that clicked for me back in May. We were getting ready to play New York at home, and my aunt hit me up. She's not a sports person at all. And she calls me like, Kels, how do I get tickets to the game? I'm like, now hold up. Stephanie's trying to see us play. I must be dreaming. Is I'm dreaming? Shout out to Tidy Guy. I think everybody in the league has a version of that story by now. It wasn't the sold out arenas, the media attention. It was that one person hitting you up. People that never really had an interaction before to watch women's basketball all of a sudden wanted to be a part of it. Now they wanted to see the WNBA, and not just a W. They wanted to see the fever. If you're a real one, I'll rock with you forever. Real is being a witness to somebody's journey. It's recognizing, hey, she's been with the fever since the beginning, and she's still standing. So to the ones who have been there and have had respect for me before all of this, I have nothing but love. For those who have taken the time to get to know me and show respect to my game, I'm extremely humble. I had a small fan base when I got to Indiana 6 years ago. Y'all know who y'all are. I wouldn't have made it here without you. Anyone who knows me will tell you I'm not the one to do too much talking. It isn't my strong suit, but being the person I've grown into, I've always wanted to take a second to say thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. It's why I wanted to step out of my comfort zone to write this. This was one of the hardest seasons I've ever been through in basketball and life, because for the first time, I had to learn to do it without my dad. My OG, my best friend. I didn't know. Bro, what? All right, y'all. I'm sorry. Story time within the story time, bro. Kelsey Mitchell's dad, bro. I had no idea. Like, this junk. What the heck? Life is crazy. Okay, so at my old job, you know, interviewing rappers and stuff like that, rolling out, Scholar Black came in. And Scholar is someone who I like really rocked with for years now and stuff like that. Ever since she first went viral with the Fame song on the I don't want to say Off the Porch, but it was like on the block series on YouTube. And so she finally came in, and I'm just like, yo, like, you really did this, that. Before we did the interview, Skylar is walking to the studio, bro, in our office. Hold on, let me make sure I'm pulling this up so I see it right. She's pulling up to the studio like this. Behind the back, like legit moves. Finger rolls. She's slapping the little like top of the walls and everything like that. I said, this ain't no regular like shadow basketball. This is like someone who hoops type deal. I said, do you play basketball? She said, yeah. And I said, I saw you at Kelsey Mitchell's game and, you know, you was supporting her, things of that sort. She said, Kelsey and me go back to high school, middle school. And I was playing on a team. Her dad was the coach over there. I think they said West Cincinnati. I asked Kelsey Mitchell later. That video's up on the channel. And she was just saying, yeah, you know, she played with my dad, everything like that. You know, we was cool, this and that. And then we got into a discussion, me and Skylar, about Kelsey's game and stuff like that. And she said she's always been locked in. Her dad's always been there from day one and making sure she gets right and everything like this. I say all of this is because she's always mentioned her dad. This isn't something where it's like, you know, where someone means something to somebody and you don't hear about it until like after the fact. This is someone she always shouted out, like regardless of what level of fame that the Indiana Fever being the Beatles this year in the WNBA, she's always mentioned her dad. So to see this, I was like, what the heck? I had no idea, bro. I did not know. And I felt like if I knew, I probably would have, I don't know, maybe approached the situation with a little more kind of gentleness or a follow up on like, what do you think your dad's thinking of the both of you doing right now? And, all of those things. I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. Shout out to her dad. I love my mama like no other, but the love of who my dad and I shared was just a tad bit different. I've always been a daddy's girl, and I love my daddy to the core. He was just a coach. He was a coach, and I went to every basketball practice he had, every game he coached, every ride to drop his players off at their homes. Everything I've achieved in basketball came from following the blueprints he laid out for me since I was little. I have twin brothers, Kevin and Cameron. They're 32. And then I have a twin sister. Dang. So it's all the two sets of twins. Then I had a twin sister named Chelsea. My mama had two sets of twins, Kevin and Cam, Kelsey and Chelsea. 2 Ks, 2 Cs. Haha, yes, she's a soldier. I remember I used to sit in my big jersey at the end of the bench at my brother's rec games, kind of like a mascot, getting water for them. My sister would go to do cheerleading and stuff. I knew for sure I was not into that. No offense, since LOL. So I chose to sit on a bench and found myself falling in love with the game. I can remember this one time, one of the players fouled out, and my brother's team needed a fifth player. I was like 4 years old. They subbed me in, and from there, the rest was history. I found something that I truly love. It was like hoop became a love language between me, my twin, my brothers, my mama, and my dad, because we all love it the same way. I'm from Cincy, but my mama came from huge roots in Memphis, Orange Mound to be exact. So we would go down there every year, right? In Memphis, if you wanted to go learn something, some type of kind of hooper you were, you went outside. I remember, back outside. Yeah. That made me mad. I remember when I finally got old enough to play my brother and big cousin Freddie at what they call the precinct. Like 5 or 6 courts next to the Memphis police station. At the precinct, we played against every kind of walk of life. Respectively, we were going to go against dudes from the trenches, from the air. Shout out to Memphis. Shout out to Glover. My dad wanted us to experience that, I think. He wanted us to see that basketball was universal, and we weren't the only ones who played it. Now, I'm not sure why my mama let us go, but she trusted our dad. So he'd take us to the courts at night, and we kind of was the worst time because ain't no telling what's popping off. I came from the atmosphere that was different from what the vibe was at the precinct. I learned a different type of street knowledge those nights, what to do, what to say, how to move. I think Pops was trying to instill with us some kind of survival mode. Isn't that what Carmelo's doing with Cayenne right now? It's like you got him playing. Like I've seen videos of Cayenne playing this summer, like in random New York parks, like in the chain nets, the whole like double rim, the little fence around the court and stuff like that. Some that looks like the actual trenches. It's like, why is Cayenne playing here? But I'm like, hey, if you want to raise a dog and your kid's a Nepo baby, your kid's a millionaire, born 6 figures in this account to his name, I guess you have to do that type of stuff, man. But we find ourselves playing 8 or 9 games till 1 o'clock in the morning. Down south hoopers, man, they could shoot the lights out the ball with crazy IQ and handle. They could tell us, they could kind of look at me, whoever she is, she ain't about to come in and outshine us. I remember one time we won a few games in a row. More and more people started walking over like, how they running the court? Why nobody beating them? No one knew where me and my brothers were from. He probably looked at my dad thinking, who that fat man sitting on the bench? So this team of dudes come through. They were probably like, twing, cross, step back. I couldn't guard them with my doggone life. Oh, man, I'll never forget it. My dad calls timeout. He's like, get Joe over here. He said, take the challenge. He told me to have fear. It's crazy calling a timeout in a street ball game, by the way. But it was 1st to 12. And at that point, we were down like 9-3. But as crazy as it was, we ended up coming back and winning. That's basically my Pops in a nutshell. I kid you not. He had us playing everywhere you can imagine in Cincinnati. Price Hill, Avondale, Millville, West End, the list goes on. My parents as a whole really were like that. That was their mentality. You're going to hoop against everybody. You're going to experience how everybody plays basketball. You're going to take the challenge and respect the game for what it is. See, that's the problem. The kids don't respect the game no more. Salute to the Pops, man. Fast forward to the morning of the draft, the biggest day of my life. Growing up in Cincy, you see on New York on TV shows and watch the Knicks play, but you never visualize being there. You never picture getting out of Cincinnati, the draft. With the first overall pick of the 2016 WNBA draft. So I'm looking through all the tall buildings with all the stars in my eyes like a kid in a candy store. I felt like Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone, but without the large life-size piano that you step on at Macy's. I was even romanticizing the traffic. Y'all, for real, all in my head. Even the traffic was cool. I was like, dang, welcome to New York. I was so nervous that morning. All I wanted to do was hoop. So my agent, Allison, found me a gym at Uptown Columbia. I got to work out with my dad. He was my passer, and I went through the workout with him thinking about what the draft could be for me, what the night was going to look like. After we finished, my homegirl's mom came up and brought me some stuff. I did my makeup and put on my dress. I got drafted second, but my stomach felt like I was getting drafted 30th or something. The whole day was surreal, but one of the best parts about it was my dad and me doing what we always do, getting the workout in and getting better at basketball. That's beautiful, boy. Oh, my goodness. Gee. Ooh, that's tough. I just read ahead. Y'all see it right there on the screen. I'm super grateful to the FIBA organization for taking me in and giving me an opportunity to be a part of something for as long as I have. Every season brought in more growth with the team. I was really looking forward to this one, especially getting to know my rookies and seeing what we were going to be. I was getting excited about training camp, and then out of nowhere, it was like a rug was pulled from under me. Woo! Boy. All right. My dad suddenly passed away in March at the age of 56. You don't expect your dad to die at 56. That sent a shock through our entire family and everyone that knew him. It hurt more than I could ever put into words. Pain and trauma makes you look at life a little different. I didn't know what would happen next, if I was going to play this season or how I was supposed to play this season. Oh my goodness. Woo-wee. Woo. All right. I'm good. All right. Basketball is the heart and soul of my family. We had the chance to meet and love and share so many memories with so many people through hoop. My dad touched so many people in his life that when he passed, not only was I impacted, the coaches that he worked with felt it too. Ohio State University felt it. His kids that he coached at Taft High School felt it. It's like all of Cincy in the basketball world took on the grief with me and held my hand through it. And I'm forever grateful for that because I didn't like it. I was alone, or because I didn't feel like I was alone when my dad left the world. I've never done basketball without my dad before. I didn't know what it was going to look like. First time I picked up a basketball again, I was like, oh, snap. I don't know how to do this. For a while, I would shoot crying, trying to grasp such a big transformation. When you don't have your rebounder no more, you don't have your passer no more, you're just shooting in an empty gym or shooting with somebody else rebounding and passing for you. You see your dad, your pops being there your whole life. He coached you every step of the way. That's tough. But things got a little easier as I got closer to God and started to see my purpose. Hallelujah. I knew I had to keep going. There were games I cried in the locker room before tip-off, but you wouldn't have known. I wasn't letting people see me like that. I ain't gonna lie, she had her best season yet. It was just hooping. I ain't gonna lie to you. Kelsey Mitchell was hooping. When I think about some of the stuff I was able to accomplish this year, even through grief, it's like even that came from him. My dad finished his coaching career at Wilberforce University, which is an HBCU in Central Ohio down in Dayton. I was training right up until he passed with his kids. And so I thought I'd be a fool not to compete. I was going to give my best to show the world that what my dad showed me. Oh, my gosh. That's kind of one of the crazy things about our season. Obviously, we had a new spotlight on us with Caitlin being drafted, who I'm proud to call a teammate. That was exciting in its own way with the fans it brought to the arena and the opportunity it gave to our squad. But I think in a weird way, the outside noise kind of made people forget that we're still human. If that makes sense. The microscope got smaller and smaller, and I didn't think anybody was really thinking about the fact that my dad just died. Whew. Oh my gosh, that's tough. All right. Or Katie losing mom, still trying to figure out motherhood and being a WNBA pro all in one, you know? We all had real things we were going through. I'll be honest, the spectacle was unsettling sometimes. Some of the newer fans have been really hateful online to the incredible women in our league, to me, and our Fever players as well. At its best, there's a purity to the game of basketball. It's kind of hard to define. When you sign up to be a fan, being pure and genuine is a part of that. Sometimes it was really hard to see who was really in it for the love of the game and who wasn't, and I felt it. It affected me a lot on the court and in post games when we get questions about it. At times, it took away from the purity of me. I shouldn't even have to say this, but our team doesn't condone any racism, sexism, homophobia, or hate against any group. It has no place in our fan base, period. I have no problem or using my influence. I have to say that. But I also have that the powers that be to do a better job of advocating for us and making sure that clear to everybody. We need more institutional support. Oh man, this season was something else, boy. I'm talking about why is we having deep discussions about human society and civilization on a random Monday in the middle of the regular season because of something that Caitlin said or didn't say, or the way she said it, or the way that another player said when asked about Caitlin and the ankles. It was crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. But it's the reason why things blew up the way they blew up. And you guys already know that. But we leaned on each other to get through it. There were moments throughout the season when Katie Lou checked on me and I checked on her. Chrissy Wallace was in there for me in Chicago when I couldn't hold back my emotions about my dad during shoot around. She noticed and gave me a safe space to just bawl my eyes out. Excuse me. The Mares put back and get into her own rhythm. So Timmy would check on her and see how she was adjusting. And the Mares would check on Grace if she was going through something, and Grace would check on Lexi, and Lexi would check on E-Dub and Timmy, while E-Dub checked on Liz, A, B, V. Basically, none of the chaos seeped into our locker room. We really held each other down, so our 11 who were professional, competitive, and selfless through it all, I wouldn't have traded for the world. I wouldn't have asked to do it with anybody else. And I have so much respect for Caitlin, especially how she handled it as a youngin. I hope you did a good job of being there for you too. See, I gave her flowers early in the game because our eyes she brought shined a light on all of us too. Ooh, that's beautiful. When I look back at my journey with the Fever from 2018 to now and everything I went through, I felt like it wasn't supposed to happen this way. I felt like it was supposed to happen this way. And it's hard to know what the future holds. I'll be honest. I don't know what colors I'll be wearing next year. There it is. That's why I read this. There it is. I don't know what colors I'll be wearing next year, which just makes me cherish the season and our group even more. I've never been through free agency. What LeBron say? I've decided to take my talents to the Boys and Girls Club. I'm never, so I'm looking forward to the opportunity to explore. Oh, she gone. She's gone. She's gone. I think she's gone, guys. My personal opinion, I think she's gone. That said it right there for me. I think she's out of there. So I'm looking forward to the opportunity to explore for the first time in my career and have a say in my future as a basketball player. One thing I know for sure is whatever comes next, it'll suck not having my dad to do it with, 100%. I be thinking about that morning a lot when we were just having a normal workout before the draft. I had a lot of nerves, but seeing his face calm me down. My whole life, he was there, building this unshakable confidence within me. No matter what I was worried about, he would always say, no, go out there, kid, you're prepared. Whether I was in the precinct, getting my tail kicked in every kind of way, or even dislocating my finger at the infamous Cincinnati LaSalle. Okay, one last story. I was playing with my dad's high school squad, right? After school, my parents would take me to their open gyms. I was basically on the team. Hello. Well, we were playing. I go for a rebound. Next thing you know, I'm hollering. I dislocated my finger. I ran over to my dad, and he just popped it right back in a matter of seconds. He calmed me down, comforted me. Being a dad first, of course. Seconds later, he's back in coach mode. Get back out there, kid. Memories like that are so priceless because it reminds me what it felt like to look at his face and know that I could do anything in the world. Now, he's not here anymore. So I can't look at him and immediately reassured. But I still feel him all the time. I envision and select a seat in every arena I go to. Y'all don't know where he is in there, but I do. To the fans, thank you. To the real ones, you know who you are, old and new. If you love me, I love you back. We made memories together that will last a lifetime. To my pops, I sucked it up and punched it in the mouth, as you say, ha. I'm doing it. Love always. Kels. She's out of there, y'all. She gone. Kelsey Mitchell is gone, boy. I don't know what, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what pick they have. They made the playoffs, so they're not getting a lottery pick. But I don't know. It should be a pretty good draft. I think the drafts like from last year to through maybe like whenever Juju's a senior, that freshman class, if Juju stays all 4 years, they're all good teams. They're all good drafts. So, I mean, you know, you got good draft classes coming in. They don't have a lottery pick. But I think Kelsey Mitchell's gone. I think that just solidified it for me. She gone. That was her goodbye letter. Let me see if there's anything else that I want to speak about or react to. I think she's out of there, bro. What do they do after this? I don't know. We'll figure it out, right? Well, I guess we'll just have to see. But yeah, she's out of there. I'm about to get out of here, guys. My name is Rashad Milligan. If you are new to the channel, this is the road to 5K subs. The replay of this live will be available if you missed any parts of it. I think the thing I took away from it the most in this whole live was the Kelsey Mitchell thing. Kelsey Mitchell's out. I think that's the biggest news of it. But a touching story with it as well. I enjoyed the Caitlin Clark, watching her play golf. Like I said, I'm supporting everything that they do off the court, things of that sort. Shout out to Angel Reese again. I enjoyed the Caitlin Clark podcast on Iowa with her Iowa homegirls, things of that sort, her former teammates. Enjoyed that conversation a lot. And I like the Angel Reese podcast. I didn't watch the episode with Law Roach, but I think I've watched pretty much every other episode. Also like Flajay's podcast. I like her podcast as well. The Tyler Marsh hire, I love that for Chicago. Vegas, the Becky Hammond coaching tree is emptying out. That's a sign of a successfully ran organization and successfully ran system. And in terms of the Atlanta Dreams' new head coach, Mr. Carl Semescu, longtime head coach at Florida Gulf Coast, I think it's very interesting that a guy gave up 23 years, ultimate job security after the season's first 2 games for a place that hasn't kept a coach for longer than 3-4 seasons since like 2020, 2019. I think that's interesting how that goes, but we'll see how it goes. As always, I hope you guys take care of yourselves. It was nice being back. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you didn't, that's cool as well. I'll do better next time. Shout out to Nudy as well. Thank you for all the hospitality and being nice. Please take care of yourselves.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but.
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon, we can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.